Alright, what's up you guys? Welcome to another episode, as today we're going to talk about something very surprising. Now, if you haven't seen my previous Small Soldiers video where we talked about the writer stating that the Gorgonites have basically found Gorgon, there apparently was another tweet associated to another person who asked about something that we've all been anticipating for. Now, I do want to make a disclaimer that this is not 100% confirmed, nor does this mean that, an actual, continuation is coming, but this could be some potentially good news just because we know how, in the terms of Hollywood, that people will do things on the down low and then out of nowhere they come out with a very shocking surprise. So, according to the writer of Small Soldiers, it appears that he responded to somebody's tweet again, which is a different person's tweet, because the first tweet he stated that, yes, the Gorgonites have found Gorgon, okay? This could be foreshadowing something very big here. Apparently, a few days ago, which I don't know how this went over my head, he responded to another person's tweet, and I'm going to pull up the actual tweet here on the page, and the link will be in the description below if you want to go ahead and check out and read other people's comments. But it says here that someone has asked, named Jen Magnetic, over on Twitter or X, and says, I think the Gorgonites are ready for a comeback sequel. Alright, and it's like a moving GIF or whatever. And Adam Rifkin, who is the writer of the 1998 Small Soldiers movie, he responds by saying, amazing, I think you're right, in big capital letters. Now, again, this may not mean anything. Maybe he's just building up hype or just reliving the nostalgia of the original Small Soldiers movie. But this is also a very shocking and big deal, because what if he's actually writing a script for Small Soldiers 2? What if a new Small Soldiers movie is actually coming out? Now, you guys all know, who are subscribed to this channel, know that I'm a huge fan of Small Soldiers War for the Necron. Now, War for the Necron is its own thing. It's its own, and I won't dive into the details of it because I've done so many videos on that already. But I love War for the Necron, and I thought that's probably like one of the greatest storytellings, at least within a trailer that I've seen in like years of even loving Small Soldiers, right? So even if that was a continuation, I would not be, I wouldn't be issuing any complaints. But with this being an actual sequel to the 1998 film, because thank you guys for correcting me in my last video, I said Paramount, but Universal still owns the rights to the original Small Soldiers name, which is Gorgonites, Gorgon, Commando Elites, Major Chip Hazard, all those characters. So if we're talking about an actual sequel to the 1998 movie, what could this possibly mean? So let's quickly dive deep into some little storytelling. Now, we know at the end of the movie that Alan had basically put the figures on the little boat. They went to go sail and find Gorgon. And in the previous tweet, the writer says, yes, they found Gorgon. So what if he's actually foreshadowing that something is coming? Because if he's responding to another person saying that, yes, I think you're right, it's time for a sequel, perhaps he is working on something and maybe we're just all in the unknown. Now, this could be a good thing or bad thing, because a good thing is we've all been waiting for some kind of Small Soldiers sequel. Now, the only way this could be a bad thing is that we know how Hollywood tends to ruin sequels for any type of property. I cannot name any single sequel at the top of my head that's actually surpassed the first movie in terms of expectations and doing such a fantastic job. Therefore, I'm a little bit worried if this happens to be very true, because that Small Soldiers movie, despite having its slight little flaws and, whatever, if this movie continues to go about, like, humans and whatever, I'm not really sure how they would intertwine with other humans, but let's say they find Gorgon, aka, you know, a vast land with mountains and rivers and trees. That means they're going to be fighting just random other monsters, or not monsters, like animals and stuff like that, which is the only logical sense. Now, if they want to go into a movie, the only way this could happen is if there are other toys out there who had the same X1000 chip who are searching for a Gorgon and end up finding them. Or perhaps there could be other characters that were made that are not part of the essential Irwin created designs from the first movie, but they also had the X1000 chip somehow. So again, it's going to be a little bit tossy-turvy. We're not really sure how this will actually turn out, if it's true, but I'm just trying to think of some logical scenarios here. So I don't know what this even means. I don't know how like this even went over my head, but I don't know. I'm very excited because finally we got some Small Soldiers news, and this kind of makes a little more sense because think about it. We've got the new Blu-ray that just came out, and now suddenly the writer comes out of nowhere 27 years later saying, yes, they found Gorgon, and yeah, I think you're right about making a comeback sequel. I don't know. Something doesn't make sense here, and I don't know. I'm pretty excited, and I can't wait to find out. Otherwise, we'll see what happens. I'll definitely be providing more updates when I can, but for the time being, I would like to thank you guys all for watching. Thank you for all subscribing to the channel. I will definitely be making more Small Soldiers content if we ever get some, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next episode.